Welcome to another edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Miguel, Kevin Jack.
I'm here, Mike Dell, and so is my perm.
Yes. Yeah, the star of this comic book. Well, I guess the villain, but I don't know if he's the star. He has
Yeah.
quite the
He's
haircut.
kind of the star. Yeah,
He's
sure
like
does.
he's like a young Richard Simmons. This
With even
guy.
shorter shorts somehow.
Yes, it's crazy. Tell the kids what we're reading this week, Jack.
This week we're going to be reading Warlock number 9. A very confusing numbering here. Hopefully you have some stories behind this because
Yes.
I don't know what's going
Uh,
on.
you know what? That's something I should have looked up, but I forgot. So
Yeah,
I didn't.
because
Yeah,
there is the Warlock number 8 that comes before this has nothing to do with this, and this clearly picks up off of something.
yes.
Um,
Yes, I can
and
fill in
this
that
also
gap. I
claims
can
to be
fill
the
in.
yeah, okay. This is like
Uh,
saying it's the first issue, but it's clearly not.
yes,
It's number
it's number
9.
9. It's not the
Yeah.
first issue. Yeah, so we'll get into all that here in a minute. Oh, this is from 1975 as well, the year I was born. So
Holy hell.
what a triumphant year for everyone. But
Rocky
before we get
comes
into,
out and Mike Dell.
and it was the last year the Flyers won a Stanley Cup. Coincidence? Maybe. Yeah, you're
You
welcome.
jinxed them. Call you the
So,
cooler.
if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're up to 407 subscribers. We picked up a couple more.
Ooh, inching ever
Yeah.
closer. Come on,
So,
make Mike Dell read about the Joker in his cool white suit.
yeah, if we get to 500, Jack's going to make me read The Dark Knight Returns, and I do not want to do that. So,
All the more reason to subscribe. Get
yes.
your friends to subscribe. Make up a fake account. Do whatever you got to do. Sell some lemonade. Why not? It couldn't hurt.
And I also have a book out there called Monkey Flip about a chimp detective. And it's an award-winning book, you know.
That's right.
Won
Put some respect
awards.
on that name.
So, yeah. All right, so Adam Warlock is the main character here. This book is just called Warlock. And
Hmm.
Mike L and I did an issue of Warlock back in the day in the early years of the show. I think we did like number 5 or something around there. I can't remember.
Yeah,
But
we'll go with that.
so um, basically, all right, let's talk about the history of Warlock first. Maybe then we'll bleed into it.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, he didn't get the name Adam until later on in that solo series. Originally, he was originally he was called Him.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was called him at first. Yeah, which is very confusing.
And then he was just called Warlock, and then he got out of it. But anyway, Fantastic Four 66, 1967 was his first appearance as him, and he was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And then Marvel Premiere Issue 1, 1971 was his first appearance as Warlock, and that was Roy Thomas and
Mm.
Gil Kane.
Where was
And
his first
so,
appearance as just a cocoon?
yeah, well, I guess that would be Fantastic Four. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But he had a group. There's a group of researchers called the Enclave, and they created him as the pinnacle of human evolution. Like it
Yeah,
was just a scientific thing, and he came out of a cocoon, like a cocoon kind of a thing.
yeah. It was
Um,
like a cool, like sarcophagus looking cocoon.
yeah, and he looked different. He didn't look like this. He, I think he was just like, wasn't he just all like flesh colored? Like because Warlock, they call him a Golden Warrior because he's kind of like yellow skinned.
Hmm.
Um, and he's got a crazy outfit. But I think as him, he didn't look like this.
Oh, you just look like a normal dude. That's lame.
I think, yeah. So anyway, he came out as him, and he realized that the guys who created him didn't have the best of intentions. So he revolted. It's basically a Frankenstein situation, the monster revolted against the creator.
Oh,
And
sure.
but then he was trying to figure out what to do because he had no like life experience. But he knows, you know what? I like those ladies. I want to go get me a
Oh,
lady. And I think he tried to kidnap Lady Sif to mate with her.
oh God. He set
So,
his sights high, at least. I guess that's something.
so Thor wasn't amused, and
No.
he beat the hell out of him. And so then him was so beat up, he retreated back to his cocoon, and he stayed in his cocoon. and then he was like just floating through space, right? And then the High Evolutionary found him.
Oh yeah.
We talked about this in the past on was it the what was it? High Evolutionary? Did we do a book with the High Evolutionary?
We did
That
the
that
Evolutionary
Avengers thing?
War,
Yeah.
that Avengers
I don't know
crossover
if that talked
annual.
about this or not, but I probably did. But anyway, because I have a visual in my mind of the High Evolutionary in his ship and the cocoon floating in space and him pulling it in, and so I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah.
he saves the him, and he comes out of his cocoon again, and now he looks like Adam Warlock, and he calls himself
Yeah.
and High Evolution says, "I'm going to call you Warlock." And he gives him like he's got like powers. He's how would you describe what he's like? He's got I guess super strength and reflexes, and he's got like an awareness or something that kind of like a cosmic
Yeah,
powers.
I guess he's kind of like Silver Surfer-esque, maybe along those lines.
But also he got the soul gem from the High Evolutionary. The High Evolutionary
That's
was in
right.
possession of the soul gem, so he slapped it on his forehead there, and he said, "Hey, you got the soul gem now." And so what I want you to do is because the High Evolutionary created his counter Earth, like that
Hmm.
Earth, like the mirrored Earth that is just like a second off sync or something, so we can't see it, but it's
Yeah,
ultimately.
just out of sync with
And
our reality.
so he was having trouble though on Counter Earth because one of his high evolutionary creations there is a spell named the Man Beast, and
Well, you give a man
the
a
man.
name like that, like obviously he's going to try to
Uh,
take over. He's the
I've been
man
called that
beast.
since I haven't been called that since my honeymoon. But then the Man Beast, he was causing trouble on Counter Earth. So High Evolutionary says, Warlock, I need you to go. You know, you got the Soul Gem, you got powers now. Go down there and beat up Man Beast for me. All right, can you do that? So, so that's what Warlock's mission was in this series here. Like the first 8 issues of this series, it was him on Counter Earth fighting Man Beast, and but he was kind of like basically a Jesus character on Counter
Yeah,
Earth, and
all that
he was
time in the
kind of like
cocoon by himself, I guess, turned him into Jesus.
so he was kind of roaming the countryside there, and he's collecting kind of like apostles, but little followers. And
Oh,
one of his followers was a girl named Ellie, and she gave him the name Adam because she said, "Hey, you need to have." I think her name was Ellie. You need to have two names like everybody else. You can't just be called Warlock.
yeah.
So
You're not
you're now
Madonna or Cher.
you are now Adam Warlock. So that's how he got the name. And then that series, it was so dull and boring that it
Yeah.
ended after 8 issues. So
I look back at issue 8. Yeah, I can see why. Not so good.
yeah, it wasn't very good. So then what happened is Jim Starlin came in and he wanted to he was a young fiery fellow there, but he had a lot of like he was real into philosophy and religion and everything. So
Hmm.
he had really a dramatic. You think of creators, yeah, Jim Starlin is the writer artist here. If we I forgot to mention it, but you think
Yep.
of creators who totally revamped the character, like Frank Miller with Daredevil, um,
Yeah. He
and
did
then
that with most of the Marvel Cosmic people, I feel like Captain
yes,
Marvel, he put his stamp on that guy. Like
yep,
all these characters that were not working, he came in and was like, I got it. Don't worry about
yeah,
it.
yeah. He just revamped everything.
Yeah.
Thanos, he made him a thing.
Yeah. Made Thanos a
Uh,
huge threat. Yeah.
so yeah, Jim Starlin has a huge, huge piece of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is owed to Jim
Yeah.
Starlin.
That is very true.
Because without him revamping Thanos, that's not happening. Because yeah, he had the idea with all soul gems and everything, and the Infinity Gauntlet, and that's all
Yeah.
Jim Starlin.
Originally,
All
it was
right,
just like the one soul gem, I think, and then at some point, I think they mentioned there was six of them, but they all called them soul gems. Like all of them were soul gems, but really, there's only one that's actually the soul stone.
yeah, they actually were created on Soul Train, and there were
The
six.
soul mass transit system.
So uh, where were we with this? Yeah, Warlock. Oh yeah, Jim Starlin came in, and he wanted to work with Warlock, the character, because he kind of liked the Jesus religion kind of thing they were kind of doing with the first 8 issues. But he
Yeah.
said I can do that better. So he came in and he got Warlock. He took control of Warlock, and this was in the pages of Strange Tales, and in 1974,
Mm.
he did issues 178, 179, 180, and 181, and those are the issues that uh, revamped Warlock.
Oh,
And
okay. I'm assuming those lead into this here.
yes,
It's probably him fighting that Church of Universal Truth or whatever.
yes.
Yeah.
We'll get into all that in a second. So those were the issues that set the stage for this. And then since that seemed like it was good and people were enjoying it, they're like, all right, you know what? Let's give Warlock back his own series there for a little bit. So,
Yeah.
but
We'll
we'll
pick up
just
the old numbering.
yeah, yeah, because even though it says first issue on the cover, it's issue 9, which is
Yeah.
very confusing. And then I think it only ran until like what, issue 15? And
Yeah. Yeah.
and then
So as much as it's remembered fondly, really didn't take off, I guess, at the time.
and then he did the Death of Captain Marvel after that, and but then he brought it all back with the Infinity Watch and all that stuff in the early 90s, right?
Yeah, the Infinity Gauntlet, the Infinity War, Infinity Crusade. Those are three massive limited series there. And then you have the Infinity Watch kind of spun out. That was Warlock and a bunch of his friends, each taking one of the stones to protect them.
Yeah. So that's basically the background here. All right, so there are other characters in this book.
Hmm.
The villain is Magus, and his first appearance was Strange Tales 178, 1974, created by Jim Starlin. And all right, so all this cosmic stuff, there's a lot of cosmic entities you kind of need to know that exist.
Yeah, that's
It
for
gets
sure.
it gets a little weird. But
They're all weird
basically,
and like existential. Yeah.
yeah, so like the two big forces in the universe are Master Order and Lord Chaos. Order and Chaos. And they're always
Yeah.
fighting each other and competing. And so they created their own little agent called the In-Betweener. And he's kind of like
He's like
Mr.
the
A.
referee, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a black and white costume. And this issue we're doing today is his first appearance. He appears in just one panel. And
Oh, okay.
then next issue, I think he's more prominent. But so the in-betweener kind of like tries to strike a balance throughout the universe between order and chaos, and he mediates the two big cosmic powers. So he's a real
Sure.
powerful being. All right, so the Thanos and Death, because Thanos loves Lady Death,
Sure
and
does.
and
And she just keeps giving him the brush off, like, I don't know. Not tonight. I have a headache.
when she
I'm gonna
chose
go kill half the universe and then we'll
yeah,
talk.
yes, she chose Thanos as her champion, and he was rising up in the universe, or getting power and like just causing all sorts of hell. And he was throwing
Oh, it's
things
like
off.
Eye of the Tiger. He's rising up
Yeah,
straight to the top.
he was throwing things off balance. He was like Clubber Lang coming up the ranks, and
Yeah.
and
He was hungry.
things are getting thrown off balance there. So Order and Chaos, they said, "Hey, in betweener, we need to get ourselves a champion to fight this Thanos guy." So In-Betweener goes and he finds Adam Warlock. And he takes Adam Warlock and throws him into the in-between realm between time and space for thousands of years. And
Yeah.
during that time he's floating there in space, Order and Chaos are both like uh, tutoring him. I don't know, teaching him the ways of the universe. But it's too much for his brain and he goes crazy.
Yep.
And that he becomes Magus, which is basically the futuristic form of Adam Warlock in another timeline who goes crazy.
Hmm.
And he's created there to fight Thanos, like to fight against Death's champion Thanos.
Yeah.
So now, while Adam Warlock is like yellow skinned or golden skinned, and he's got a cape and he's got yellow blonde flowing hair, and he looks pretty handsome and cool. Magus looks like a purple Richard Simmons.
Yeah. Although they mentioned in the issue somebody calls him silver skinned, but I mean he's clearly
Um,
purple. That's not
yeah, I was
silver.
gonna say, I guess maybe if you squint, it could be silver. But yeah, he looks
Yeah.
purple to me. But he
He's
probably is
very
silver.
purple.
But he probably is silver though, because like if Orlok's golden, he's silver, so it's like a counter maybe. But
Yeah, although
yeah,
I mean he's
he
supposed to be
looks
way more
purple.
powerful than Adam Warlock, so shouldn't he be like diamond or something? Something better than gold?
Platinum.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
I don't know. But and so that's it's crazy because he's just a purple guy with a perm. Yeah.
Yes. It's quite the look.
It's
It's maybe not as intimidating as you'd want it to be with that perm.
no, not intimidating at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So Magus, he created. All right, this all gets very convoluted, and they discuss it in this issue. So maybe we'll just save it for when we get to
Yeah.
the issue. All right.
Yeah. I
So a
feel like his
couple
story
other,
only gets more complicated as it goes along, where it's like, oh, he comes back. Somehow he got recreated again, and now he's gone again. Now he's recreated again. And
yeah,
yeah.
they always come back. So a couple other characters in this book. One very prominent one, Gamora.
Yeah, that's
Gamora.
right. We've talked about a lot
Everyone's
of the Guardians. We did an issue of the Rocket Raccoon limited series. We did the first appearance of Star-Lord in that Marvel preview, I think it was. And
yeah.
we did the origin of Drax in that Logan's Run issue of all
That's
things.
that's right. That was so weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
Logan's
so
Run
random.
backstory, Drax. So yeah, this is Gamora. Well, we've never done Groot though, right? No.
No, I think honestly, I think I tried looking into it. There's only like one Bronze Age appearance. It's like a Hulk annual, so maybe we'll do that
Uh,
someday.
but yeah, so Gamora, her first appearance was Strange Tales 180, 1975. So just two issues before this story here.
Oh, okay. So that
Um,
was a Jim Starlin creator for this story, basically.
yes. And she's
Nice.
billed as the deadliest woman in the universe. That's
Yeah, that's a good
her
tagline.
gimmick.
That's yep.
But she basically looks like the same Gamora we know. Although does she have like yellow around her eyes though in this? But she's green
Yeah,
skinned with hair. Yeah.
yeah. The costume's
Um
definitely different, but the same kind of basic look.
yeah, she's kind of wearing like a one piece bodysuit situation with like a
Yeah, with
fishnet
cool skulls
bodysuit
on
on it.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So her deal is, as everyone knows, she's Thanos' adopted daughter.
Hmm.
Because this Magus guy, he created that church, what the Universal Truth, right? The Church of the Universal
Yeah,
Truth.
the Church of Universal Truth, I think. Yeah.
And basically they were just going planet by planet, just exterminating people. And they went to
Yeah.
Gamora's home planet and they wiped everybody out. But Thanos happened to be there at the same time too, for some reason, returning a video or something. I don't know what he's doing. And Gamora, he saved Gamora because he was intrigued by this little girl because she also could see the personification of death. And
Oh.
and he's like, "Oh, I can see her too. we, you should be my daughter." So he
We just
adopted
become best friends.
he adopted Gamora, and he raised her like a daughter, and he trained her in the ways of being a horrific tyrant. Like
Yeah.
so he
That's
he
a good
trained her to
dad
be an
right there. That's
assassin.
that's what you want to do to your children.
Yeah, he trained her to be an assassin, and she also during some like they went through a bunch of missions, and she had her arm and leg broken, so he gave her a cybernetic arm and a cybernetic leg. So
Yeah. I'd take one of those right now.
like that's not like the way it is in the movies, right? She's just all lady in the movie. She's not a bit, is she?
I mean, obviously Nebula got a lot of those cybernetic upgrades, but
Yes.
you gotta figure Gamora
Yeah.
probably got one or two along the way. I mean, she was always beating Nebula as it is, so maybe she didn't need so much of the upgrades, but I don't know. I'm
But
sure at some point.
they never expressed it though in the story, like she has cybernetic armor.
No,
I didn't think so,
no.
but couldn't remember. All right, so yeah, that's Gamora. And I was in reading today, I found out that she went a little loopy later on down the road.
Yeah, that's true.
And she went on
Yep.
her own. She killed Thanos, right?
Yep, she
And
became this character called Requiem. It was
yeah,
she had like a mask on, and it was all like, "Ooh, who is this Requiem?"
who's
Well, like
Requiem?
everybody could tell.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's that green skin lady with the cybernetic arm and leg wearing the mask?
yeah, there's this woman who really wants to kill Thanos. Well, I bet it's probably Gamora. Seems about right.
But she went on her own quest to get the Infinity Gems, then, right?
Yeah, because she was trying to get, I guess, when Adam Warlock, and Pip ended up in the Soul Stone for a good stretch of time there, and apparently she
Yeah.
left part of her soul there when she was reborn out of there. So she wanted to get that back real bad. She was like, I'm incomplete without that. I kind of want that back. So, yeah, she kind of went a little bit loopy trying to get it back.
Yeah, almost destroyed the entire universe.
Yeah. Created this terrible event where, like, she, instead of like what Thanos did, where, he killed off he just wiped out half of the life in the universe. She, for some reason, some entity wanted her to like merge everyone. So it cut the universe in half by like merging two people together across the
Oh man.
universe. Yeah.
I don't. You don't think they'd have merged us, do you? I don't want to be
Oh
merging
no.
with you, Jank. Yeah,
Nobody
that'd be
wants
fucking
that.
terrible.
Yeah.
I
That'd be
can't.
the worst of all worlds.
My
Like, why couldn't I
stomach
have been
can't.
like bonded with like, Barry Bonds or somebody cool?
Barry Bonds. That's a weird one. But I can't stomach all that Taco Bell and Mountain Dew. Well, my body can't do that. But anyway,
You'll learn
so
to love it.
but yeah, then they forgave her and she was welcome back to the good guys. And like, don't
Yeah,
worry.
they do that a
Just
lot.
you just had a
Sure,
bad
you
day.
tried to end the world or the universe, but
It was a bad day. Don't worry about it.
yeah,
All right.
we've all
And
been there.
so that's Gamora. And you mentioned the other little guy in this book, Pip the Troll.
That's right.
Pip the Troll. And he
Hmm.
had his Marvel Cinematic Universe debut in the end credits
Did he?
of the Eternals. He showed up.
Oh, no, no wonder I didn't make
Yeah,
it that far in that
yeah, I
movie.
know. Him and Star Fox showed up at the end of Eternals. All right. So, but Pip the Troll, first appearance, Strange Tales 179, created by Jim Starlin, of course. And
Hey.
he wasn't a troll originally. He was like
Oh.
yeah, he was like a royalty or something on this planet. But he liked to party with the trolls. And
Uh,
so,
well, they are legendary for their party abilities.
so he got real drunk or something. And like when he woke up, he was a troll or something like that. So
Is it like an STD who slept with a troll
I
and now
don't
he
know.
became a troll?
So his family like exiled him, so he was just with the trolls, and he liked to booze it up and party and stuff. So
Like, this
he
ain't so
happened
bad. I'm a little shorter, but whatever.
he happened to be in a bar, some seedy bar, with when Warlock was there with and found Gamora, and then the three of them hooked up and just started traveling together. It's like a little group,
Yep.
and that's where we're here today with the three of them.
A thruple, if you will.
Yes. So there you go. That's Pip the Troll. And I think that's everything. I guess we could. Anything else you'd like to add before we get into this?
Uh, I don't think so. I guess we can dive right in.
Yeah. Why don't you describe the cover for us?
All right, it's a pretty cool looking cover. We got the little Marvel Comics group banner across the top and a red banner. And then it says Pulse Pounding Premiere Issue. And we got a little circle with Adam Warlock. He's doing some kind of weird, I don't know, magician's pose there. like he's trying to get a tiger to calm down and do a trick.
Yeah.
And then we get the Warlock title font. Nothing too spectacular there. Just kind of
Yeah.
all ripped
Like
around the edges a little bit
yeah.
jagged.
Yeah. Jagged edges. It's in red and outlined in yellow. Well, that's something.
Yeah, it's got his color scheme. That's kind of cool. And then there's like a big blue background of just space stuff. Mostly space stuff there.
Yeah.
You can see like a planet. There's like a shining star. Like the Captain Marvel logo going on back there. And you got Adam Warlock flying real big in the center there. He's just floating through space, holding his cape. I guess it's got to be aerodynamic when you're in a place that
Yeah.
has no air. Uh, but in the background, over his shoulder, you can see in the skies there of space, you see the Magus, just kind of his
Oh yeah.
eyes and his nose and his perm, just kind of glaring menacingly at Warlock.
I noticed you pronounced it Magus. I've been saying
Yeah.
Magus. Is it Magus?
I'm pretty sure it's the Magus.
Okay.
I remember there was a show I used to watch, cartoon from the 90s called Gargoyles, and there was a Magus on there, and they always said
Uh,
Magus, so I'm gonna go with that.
maybe that's a copyright deal. They had to say Magus because he was Magus. But anyway. But yeah, the background, it's all blue and white, basically, the color scheme of the background.
Hmm.
And so in the foreground we have Warlock, his bright colorful outfit. He's got again, he's like golden skinned. He looks orange though, but he's golden skinned, and he's got the blonde hair, red eyes, the soul gem on his forehead, and his outfit is like just red underpants, so bare
Yeah.
thighs, and then he's got like yellow boots. Then he's got like a red tunic situation on top there, but a big yellow flared collar.
Hmm.
Very similar to like Drax the Destroyer at this time
I was
period.
just
Had a
gonna say that.
similar
Yep.
collar.
Except it's red and yellow, and Drax is purple. But yeah, very similar.
And he's got like his cape on the outside is red, but on the inside it's yellow. And he's got golden bracelets, and he's got a big golden championship belt. Like he's the
Yeah,
Intercontinental Champion.
that's right.
He pinned Macho
And he
Man
just
Randy
flies through space,
Savage.
so no one can challenge him, and he can't lose that belt.
Yes, but it's quite the outfit, and yeah, it's a good cover though. I like the cover. Yeah.
Yeah, it's emblematic. I like it, and it'll make a good
All
thumbnail. That's the important part.
yes, that is the important part. I did not pick an issue this week because it wouldn't have made a good thumbnail. All right, so we open it up and we get a splash page, and the title says The Infinity Effect. And then we get a little introduction, a little narrative box above the credits. And born to be Earth's man of the future, then forced to abandon his native planet because of his alien ways, he wanders the stars seeking life. That's what I'm doing too, Jake. I'm just seeking life.
Yeah, how's that going
And
for you?
not so good. I He's gifted with ultra strength, paranormal reflexes, and perceptions, the power of
Oh,
levitation, and the curse of a vampire soul gem. He stands uniquely alone among the heavens. Stan Lee presents the power of Warlock. Da, da, da. And then the credits are in reverse order. So, and they're also described in
yeah.
reverse. So on the far left, we have Fussing is the credit, and Len Wein. He's the editor, I take. Then Blotting is Steve Leialoha. I'm guessing that's coloring.
Inking.
Oh,
Oh,
or inking, yeah. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. And then Scribbling is Tom Orzechowski, lettering. And then everything elsing is Jim Starlin. So, yeah, I don't know if Blotting would be coloring or because I would think Starlin probably inked it as well.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess
know.
that's. Hmm.
Don't know. I don't know.
I guess scribbling sounds more like inking than it would have to be that. So yeah, maybe blotting is colors.
But Scribbling's got to be lettering,
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's true.
Uh, I don't know. It's weird.
Hmm.
All right.
They got too
So,
fancy with it and they confused the hell
yeah.
out of us.
So the big splash page, it's they're in a throne room of some sort, and over on the right we have Magus sitting in his throne, and his costume is similar to Warlock's, except he doesn't have a cape, and his shoulders go up in points in his
Yeah.
costume, and
He's got
his
a big
costume,
old lightning bolt on his
yeah,
chest.
a white lightning bolt on his chest, and
Yeah.
otherwise he's all in like purples and silvers instead of reds and golds and yellows. And
Yep.
his hair, the big perm, is like white.
Yeah.
It's like Richard Simmons saw a ghost. That's what it is. So
Yes.
he's he's sitting in his throne, and then we got Gamora and her, and again, she's wearing like this green bodysuit. It looks like fishnet, but it's solid green. You can't see through it. And
Hmm.
she's got skulls on her shoulders and like a yellow belt and yellow bracelets and yellow
Yeah, I
around
guess
the
those skulls on the
eyes.
shoulders are just holding up her big, like furry back piece.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that was all her hair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah, it's like a furry cape almost on her back there that's kind of holding up.
uh, and then we got Pip, and Pip's carrying something. I guess it's a flute. But I
He's
don't know.
taking his duties as a troll seriously. He may not have
Yes.
always been one, but now that he is, you gotta have a flute.
That is a futuristic marital aid. I'm not sure. I don't like in the and Pip's just in a loincloth and little elf boots. That's all he wears.
Yep. He's looking for that elf quest orgy. He's like, I'm in the wrong book.
I don't like I never like when the first time you see a hero, you just see him from the back. So I wish this was composed because we just see that Warlock's back. We don't see him from the front. I
Eh,
wish we
well,
could.
they want to pimp out the Magus here, so.
I know, but I would prefer a slightly different composition here. Like he could have been standing next to Gamora, kind of, and like position him a little different. But
Yeah, yeah, I guess that's true.
so yeah, we get a little narrate. This Jim Starlin, he liked to crack a little wise and do unorthodox things with the narration and little
Yeah,
inserts and
sure
stuff.
did. I like that.
But
I very much appreciate that, even in a serious story like this.
like I looked ahead to the next issue and like there's a like a 2-page intermission right in the middle of the story where Captain Marvel just comes in and he explains who Thanos is. But
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. Like, but he's like talking directly to the reader, and he's just saying, "Hey, see, this is Thanos. This is what he does, and this is who he is." All right, back to
Yep.
the story. So that was
There's
pretty
like a
cool.
whole page that's mostly just text, like it's written like a novel, but then there's a couple pictures in the middle somewhere. It's like, yeah, he does a lot of crazy panel things and just all kinds of in jokes and winks. So I kind of appreciate that about his stuff.
So we got a little yellow box with an arrow pointing on to Gamora, and it says, "Our heroine, Gamora, the beautiful but deadly ally acquired last issue." Our hero, Adam Warlock, a man caught between dark insanity and yet darker reality. And on the next page, you'll get to see what he looks like because we just see his back here. And
Oh, you
our
saw it on the
villain,
cover. You got a good look at him on the cover.
our villain, the Magus, conqueror of 1,000 worlds and Warlock's future self. Our troll, Pip, our hero's dishonest, self-serving, immoral, undependable, but likable friend. That's how I describe Jank. And we turn the page, and how do you like this exclamation from Pip? Holy goosh! That's the Magus.
I say that all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. It's better
Holy
than any of those
goosh!
catchphrases from Welcome Back, Kotter last week.
That was how weird and really good. Uh, so he looks just like you, Adam, except he's silver and has an electro hairdo. Yeah, who was that guy? Who was that crazy guy who they thought murdered that record producer? Phil Spector, right?
Oh, yep, yep.
He's got the Phil Spector haircut.
He very much does.
So Magus, he calls Pip a flea bag. And he says, the difference is far more pronounced than that, I assure you. I am the butterfly this golden caterpillar before you shall soon metamorphose into. Uh, and yeah, I'll say this about Jim Starlin's art. It's not always the best in terms of anatomy or because look at this next picture of Warlock. That's a but
Yeah, I
it's
mean he's hiding a
effective
lot
though.
of half of the face in shadow. Yeah, it definitely is. Compared to like I
But
looked at issue 8, that was not good. So this definitely is a step up.
yeah, like he was never like that, but he was a creative fella, and he like his art told the story well, but it wasn't exactly the best.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say he's my
Art.
favorite artist by any stretch of the
Yeah,
imagination, but it's pretty damn good. Like the Magus here looks pretty good. That big shot of his face, like it
yeah,
looks
that's fun.
pretty solid.
But then you got to look at the Warlock on the other side of the panel, and what is going
Yeah,
on?
he's
The
got a little
size of
bit of a
his,
pointy nose.
the length of the space of his forehead is so tiny, and his one eye is that's crazy. All right, but anyway,
Yeah.
uh, so all right, Jank, take us through the next couple pages here. Explain what's going on.
So Warlock's like, hey, this is bullshit. I'm gonna attack you, and he takes a swing at the Magus. But the Magus just kind of bops out of existence. He just kind of zaps himself away, and he's like, the Magus is just kind of taunting him, being like, you think this matters, but it's all stupid. You refuse to believe you're nothing more or less than what the powers of chaos and order wish you to be. Those powers have selected you to wear the mantle of godhood. Um, and so he's basically just telling Warlock that he's going to become him, and he starts doing a thing which is pretty cool, where Warlock starts talking back to him, and like the Magus is just repeating the same words at the exact same time because he remembers this conversation happening. So they're both saying the same things at the same time. So the word balloons are pointing to both of them, but it's just one word balloon. And there's a cool panel where like you see one like the left side of the face is Adam Warlock, and then the right side of the face is the Magus, and they're both saying the same things. And it's pretty cool. I like that panel. It looks very nice.
And hey, by the way, I looked up why uh, the New Mutants Warlock and Magus are named Warlock and Magus after,
Mm, yeah.
and Claremont and Bill Sienkiewicz were big fans of these characters. And I guess at the time when they created Warlock and their Magus, these characters were forgotten entirely. Like no one was talking about Warlock and this Magus. So they
Wow.
did, yeah. Because so this was 75. So by the time that would have been early, like 84, 85, probably when they did that, right? 83, 84.
Yeah, I
So
guess. Yeah,
they
10
just fell
years.
into they fell into obscurity and they didn't really come back until the Infinity Watch in the early 90s. So
Wow.
they did it as a tribute to Starlin and his characters. So that's pretty cool.
Huh. Yeah, I guess that's something. It's still kind of a ripoff. I would have changed it a little bit, maybe. But
So, all right. So now we get Magus, and he's like filling in Warlock on what's going on, like what's this all about. And so we get some exposition here of what's been going on the last few issues.
yeah.
And
We find out he created the Universal Church of Truth, and he had this matriarch woman installed. I guess she seems like she was like a prostitute
yes,
uh, on some world, and he was just like, "Hey, you want to run my church?" He's like, "Yeah,
yeah,
all right, I got some time."
yeah. They call her the matriarch, right? Is that her name? The
Yeah,
matriarch.
because
Yeah,
he needed like a figurehead so he can kind of mastermind it from the shadows.
yeah. And we should say like again, he's a future version of Warlock, but somehow he got thrown back into the past.
Yeah.
So he had to make sure that all the events that had happened again. So he
Yes.
he had to create the Universal Church of Truth to make sure it existed, but he couldn't have a role in leading it too long because then it wouldn't be the same thing that led to his creation. Like it would interfere with his creation, I guess.
Yeah. Except the Magus, I mean, had to create himself originally too. Otherwise, because he's the one who calls the in-betweener. So the Magus must have been
Uh,
the one who called the in-betweener the first time, right?
yes, this is where it all gets confusing. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't think the first time around the Magus called, or he did. Yeah, I don't know. It's so
Yeah.
confusing.
So I think it's just, yeah, it's one of those like Terminator-esque time loops where, yeah, it has to
So,
exist in order to create itself.
but yeah, so he got thrown into the past, and he conquered this world, and they thought of him as a god. So he says, "What's a god without a church?" So he creates the church, and then he
Yeah.
finds the matriarch to lead it for him, so he could like be in the shadows more.
I did
And
like in his description of, I've created this church. They preach like peace and truth or peace and love and all this stuff. And then they go to worlds where they actually are practicing peace and love and they destroy in the name of peace and love. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good.
yeah, and I like when he had the description of the matriarch. He described her. I can't remember. I can't see it here, but it's like she's a woman of loose morals, but she
Yeah.
had great determination and something, I don't know, conviction or something. So that was cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully Upgrade doesn't come after her though.
I'm confused. Upgrade? Is
That's
that
an
that movie we
idiocracy
watched?
reference.
I watched Idiocracy once. I was disappointed. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I remember you weren't as thrilled, but
Yeah,
I still love it.
I thought it was going to be great, but I don't. All right, so now he's still telling Warlock all this, and Pip is like, "Hey, Gamora, you're the deadliest woman in the universe. Why don't you do
Yeah.
something?" And
While the Magus's back is turned, you can easily like take a shot at him. But she's like, no, no,
and she
not yet.
said, "Yeah,
Gotta wait for
yeah,
my
it's not
moment.
not time yet. Believe me, it's time you became involved." And Pip says, "Well, some most dangerous woman in the galaxy you turned out to be. Okay, if that's the way it's going to be, look out, world, because here comes Pip the God Basher." And he grabs his Myriad Weight and he's running and he's about to smack old Magus with it. And Magus, not even looking at him, just backhands him into oblivion. Spends KOs him, and he doesn't even acknowledge him at all. Like he's still talking to Warlock. He just smacks him down, and yeah, he's still talking to Warlock. But then Gamora, well, no one's paying attention to her. She goes deep into her mind there, and she contacts her master, and we don't. No one knows who her master is yet. And she says,
Yeah, it's
hey,
mysterious.
master. And we just see like eyes glowing in a space background, and that's the master. And she's like, hey, master, should I, do something yet? And he's like, no, 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 not yet, not yet. Just wait, just wait. Uh, he's like, he's gonna be calling the in-betweener soon, and then when he's busy with that, that's when you stab him. All right. She's like, all right, cool. That's when you shank a bitch. All right, just get in
Yeah, with your
there.
special dagger that I gave
Yeah,
you.
yeah, she has a special dagger that can kill a god like the Magus. So after that, we get some more wacky narration because it says, "Who is the mysterious master?" You ask. What are these dark secrets the Magus speaks of, and what the devil is Gamora up to? Well, just hang in there, reader, because everything is about to be explained away to everyone's satisfaction. And that's Len Wein. And then the next one says, "I hope," and that's credited to Jim Starlin. And then there's another narration that says, "Meanwhile, back to our triumphant archfiend." And
Yeah, I love that panel. That was fun.
so, how about that pose by Magus in the bottom left panel on this page? Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's
what is
going
going,
full Richard Simmons right there. That's for sure.
what is going on, Magus?
He's like hitchhiking and trying to get a ride, so you got to show some leg. Trying to look sexy.
So yeah, he's just telling Warlock what's going to happen, and because he's already done it before. Yeah, yeah, you're right. He had to call the in-betweener.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah,
He's like, the
I've
first step is I got to drive you insane. Then the in-betweener is going to show up and take you to his dimension for 1,000 years, and eventually you'll just like freak out and like go into your weird cocoon thing. And by the time you get out of that, you'll reemerge as me. You'll have
yeah, his
realized that like there is nothing in the world, like good and evil are all just a lie. There's just order and chaos. That's it.
his cocoon here looks like a rack of ribs. It's
Yeah,
a it's like a
yeah.
McRib sandwich from McDonald's.
And someone's eating it like a McRib, so yeah.
That's right. How about that panel? Him busting out of the cocoon too. He's looking all crazy. That Magus.
Yeah.
Um, but so when he busts out of his cocoon though, as Magus, he says, I popped out on a different planet some 5,000 years before my captivity." But he doesn't
Yeah.
know how that happened, does he? Like, does he have any explanation for how that could have possibly happened?
No, not in this issue. I'm not sure if they ever get into it in the other ones, but yeah, not really.
So he conquers a planet like we talked about before, and he creates that church, and he's worshipped as a god and everything.
Because he mentions in here that apparently, like when Warlock had tried to save the High Evolutionary, so he left his cocoon early before, but all this time he spent in the cocoon now, he got all the powers he was supposed to get before. So now he's all powerful.
Yeah, and he walks us through how he's taken over. He wants to take over the universe and all that. And then, oh yeah, he says, "I had centuries before I adopted my Wizard of Oz disguise for its shock value and established the Black Knights." That's like his private army, Palace Inquisitors, and any other group
Yeah.
I
You think
remembered
they're all at home
defending
like
me.
like polishing their ebony blades?
So then he says, all that really needed to be done was to find and relinquish physical control of the church to the matriarch. At last, I located her in a certain sinful establishment in one of this very city's lowest levels. There she was, known as an infamous woman of easy morals, with an iron will and a mind like a razor. She was magnificent. She took control of my holy empire as if she were born to do so, as well she may have been. So yeah. So yeah, this matriarch lady, she's just like a normal looking lady. She's not like a
Yeah.
alien or
Yep. Wearing like some
um,
crazy like black fur outfit, but yeah.
so he's still talking about his big story here and everything. But then Warlock says, "Well, I'm gonna fight you." And he goes, "No, no, don't you worry. I already knew you were going to try and punch me there."
Yeah.
And
I've already lived this. What part of this don't you understand?
and here's how I dealt with you then, and here's how I'm dealing with you now. Bang. And he smacks him. That's a great pan on the bottom left. He's looking all crazy with the afro and that soul gem. He's all glowing green.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
He looks
And
like
he's
he's in the
at
fish that saved Pittsburgh right there.
yes, he does. Nice reference. And he zaps him with the soul gem and hits him hard. And yeah, because he has to bathe him in radiation, as I like to say.
Hmm.
I haven't seen any radiation. That's how the in-betweener finds him. So he hits him with the radiation. And now we get like a couple pages of just surreal stuff where like the walls are bending, almost like Proteus in the old X-Men Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah,
Proteus
very
can
much
warp the
so.
world.
Hmm.
And
And he's kind of going in and
Warlock's
out of the walls, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Warlock, you can't get me here, can you? I guess I'll better pop
yeah,
out. I want to keep this
yeah.
fair."
I got to do more research on the Magus and why he has that haircut because it is crazy. Every panel,
Yeah,
it's
I guess
crazier.
that's kind of the
Uh,
point. Is he's like he was,
yeah.
in that dimension for so many years. Like he's gone completely nuts. So that's why I think this hair is a good idea.
But it's not even like it's a wild crazy. It's a very neatly trimmed, manicured perm, you know?
That is
It's like
true.
a
Yeah.
chia pet. It's like a well-groomed
Why don't they make
scrub.
a Magus Chica pet? That'd be amazing.
That would be so good. All right, so while this is all going on, Gamora, she hears from her master, and her master says, "All right, Gamora, now's your time."
Yeah, get ready. Coming up.
So then the Magus there, he says, "Hey, I got guess what, old Warlock, enjoy the last seconds you got because in 12 seconds I'm summoning the In-Betweener." And now we get a 12-page panel, four and three rows there. And the first panel are all solid red background with Gamora running at the camera with the knife and little 12s at the bottom. Then the
Yep.
next panel, solid blue background with 11s, and we see the Warlock. And then the next panel, it's all yellow with Magus, and it says 10. And then now a closer look of Gamora, all red and 9. So all three characters keep the same background colors. And then
Yeah.
each subsequent panel, they get closer to the camera. And we still have the numbers going in each panel to let you know the countdown. And then the final three panels, very extreme close-ups of just their eyes and Magus' Soul Gem at 11. And then again, now my one complaint is that they do the same bit twice. Like Gamora's running up behind to stab him, and he just backhands her without looking at her, just like he did the Pip.
Yeah,
So
true.
I would have like
Even though
because
her master was like, "Yeah, I gave you all this training, and you've got this special ability where you can't see you," but no, same thing
yeah.
happens exactly the same way.
Yeah, so I would have because if you do it twice, it cheapens both, you know. So now the one he did to Pip isn't as funny. And so,
Mm.
yeah, I wish they could have done something better here, but
Something a little bit different, yeah.
yeah, or like she stabs him and it has no effect on him or whatever. I don't know, just anything.
Or yeah, it just
Um,
regenerates immediately or something.
so
Or
while
just
he's
like brain
backhanding,
bolts both of them at the same time. Like,
yeah, because he like hits Warlock with the soul gem and he's getting messed up while he's backhanding Gamora, and then he says,
hmm.
"Well, it's over. What had to be is too bad. You all failed.
Yep.
I'm the Magus. I'm the tops. Nothing you can do." So I like this when he's leaving. He says he gives them each some parting advice, and he says to Adam, he's walking off. We just see his back. He's in the distance already walking off. And he says to Adam, "Remember, there's no escape from the in-betweener. To the green lass, return to your master, whoever he may be, and tell him the Magus is now aware of him and will deal with him in due time." And then he says, "And to Pip, if I ever see your face again, I'll step on it." That's that's pretty great. Uh,
Pip's like, well, I like that.
well,
He's into
I
some
don't.
weird stuff.
No, I don't think that's how he meant that. Well, I like that. That's kind of like an expression. Like I can't believe, yeah, I don't like that at all. What he just said. It's an older expression, but yeah, I don't think it means he's really into it.
Oh,
But,
those are some weird kink stuff. Like, oh yeah, step on me, mommy.
yeah. So now Warlock is like crying. He's like, "Oh man, I stink. I just got doused in radiation, and now the in-betweener is going to come get me." And he's also freaking out because he's been losing control of himself a little bit because he's got that soul gem. So
Yeah.
when he's been defeating enemies, the soul gem's got it's sentient on its own. So it's been like stealing souls of his conquered foes and stuff.
I just been sucking souls left and right.
Yeah.
I'm a
And
real
I guess
soul slut.
and I guess whatever souls are in that soul gem, he gets their memories and knowledge and skills. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, that is pretty cool. Um, and so yeah, there's a couple guys. I don't know who's the guy. He's like a big head with arms and legs. Who's that dude?
Yeah, I love the look of that guy. I don't know. He's pretty cool looking.
Krator? Is that it? Krator is his name, I think.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard of that character, but
Yeah. So Warlock is just he's like, I've become a spiritual vampire. From savior to vampire and soon to be mad monarch of 1,000 worlds. That's me. No, I've absolutely nothing to worry about. I'm about to become everything a person could wish for. People will worship me. I'll have the power to do anything I want, and all it's going to cost me is my humanity. And he's crying. It's also going to cost you your hair.
yeah, he's
You're
like,
going to have a crazy haircut.
yeah,
He has pretty awesome hair right now. It's got good length. No, it's
your
going to be
looks are really gonna go quickly here.
So Magus goes back to his headquarters as a conquering hero, but he's got to deal with that matriarch lady. So what does he do to her?
He kills her. He basically like he opens up the floor. I don't know if it's just him using his like wow like room warping
Yeah,
powers, but I guess he just opens up the floor and she just falls into like a giant pit.
yeah. Because she had betrayed him, and
Yeah,
because he said earlier,
he's
every
like every
god needs
god needs a
Judas.
Judas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just opens up the trapdoor and she falls to her apparent death. And so Magus says, "Hey, hey, buddy," his little guard there. He says, "Hey, go take your what are his guards, guy? The Black Guard." What
The
is it?
Black Knights.
Oh, that's right. They're polishing their ebony blades. He
Yeah.
said, take all your Black Knights and go down to room 7, sublevel 2, and just liquidate everybody there. All right, just kill everybody." And that's where Warlock, Gamora, and Pip are.
Hmm.
And he says, "I don't think they're going to actually be able to kill Warlock, but it'll keep him busy until because I guess the in-betweener is taking a late flight, so it's going to take him a
Yeah.
while to
I
get there."
don't know why he waited so long in the speech to even like hit the button. Like, why don't you do it right away so maybe he can get here sooner?
Yeah, poor in-betweener. He had trouble at the airport, but he'll get there eventually. And so he just wants to keep Warlock busy until the in-betweener shows up. And now we cut back to the dungeon with Warlock, Gamora, and Pip, and they're like, "What are we gonna do? We got to figure something out here." And but never fear, because Gamora's master is going to show up. He starts talking to him, and he says, "Hey, don't you worry. I'm going to intervene. I thought you guys could fix it, you handle it on your own, but you're pretty dumb. So I'm going to intervene. I'm going to save the day." And there's a portal that's opening up, and who steps through that portal, Jack?
Well, you see a big old booted foot, and oh, it's Thanos. He's
Yeah.
like, so I must now impose a new element into the Magus's fantasy reality that he won't be able to dismiss with the back of his hand. And I assure you, Thanos is such an element. I had hoped to avoid personal involvement in this affair, for other more important matters now scream for my attention. Yet those plans depend on Warlock's continued well-being, so I find that I am forced to intervene. So Thanos now stands with you, Adam Warlock, prepared to fight to the death.
Dun, dun, dun. And then we
Yeah,
see the guards
Thanos is here to
outside.
help.
All these alien creatures with guns are stacking up outside the room. And then we see next Warlock and Thanos battle side by side against the world. And
Ooh.
all right, so the next issue, like you read ahead, it seems.
I have read this story before. I had this like
Oh, okay.
Thanos trade paperback that this was collected in, uh, but I
Because
have not
the
read it
next issue on the
recently.
cover, it's got like Thanos on one side, and then the Magus and Warlock's in the middle fighting, but you see their faces big on the sides, and it's like Thanos versus the Magus, and I was very excited. I was
Ooh.
like, "Oh, this sounds awesome!" But I was flipping through the book. I swear, I didn't see them in
Yeah.
the same panel
There's very
together at
little
all.
Magus, yeah, in the next one for
Yeah,
sure. So yeah. Yeah.
the old bait and switch on that one, Jim Starlin.
A little
But
bit.
yeah.
Thanos was in the book. I guess there's that.
But at least I like that he said he did the back of the hand thing there when he's talking. He's like, he won't be able to just push it away with the back of his hand. So at least that kind of
Yeah, it pays off a little
that's
bit.
that's kind of a triple. You establish the pattern with two, and then boom, here's recalling it with the third. But
Yeah.
all right, so there's the book there. I enjoyed this a great deal. This
Me
was a
too.
fun. This was a fun
Yeah.
book.
Jim
Um,
Starlin, pretty good, turns out. We learned
I,
in
I
this.
I think we have a nominee for best villain as well. Magus has to be nominated for best villain.
Oh yeah, that look
Just the
is
haircut alone.
iconic right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
His sexy poses. Come on, what
That's
more do you want?
that's how you get heel heat. You have a haircut
That's
like
right.
that. There needs to be a wrestler with that haircut because you
I
that's heel. That's a heel work
mean, The
right there.
Rock was big, but just imagine if he had that haircut.
I know. I'm going to email WWE immediately after the show. So, yeah, the art was fine. It's not great, but it's solid and it tells the story.
Yeah,
If I,
it's inventive and cool panel layouts, so I appreciate that kind of stuff. The reality warping was cool.
yeah,
Uh, the panel with all the countdown for the 12 seconds was pretty cool. Even though
yes, that was
nothing really
very
happens on the page, but it's you
still
know
it
it's still
was very well
interesting.
done. It's
Yeah.
very much a Steranko kind of thing going on there, I think.
Hmm.
So that was pretty cool. Um, yeah, there's a lot to like here. So yeah, Jim Starlin, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. You really
He's
can
quite the
revitalize these characters that nobody cares about and do a good job doing it.
yeah. And a lot of these characters came back in the pages of Silver Surfer in the late
Hmm.
80s. Like I remember there was an issue where In-Betweener is fighting Galactus. And,
Oh. Yeah, the
uh,
In-Betweener definitely is one of those cosmic entities that's around, so
yeah, and then of course Thanos like died technically, but then he was resurrected then in the pages of Silver Surfer, right?
yep. Yeah,
Because
that's
wasn't he
right.
turned into stone or something, right? With Captain Marvel.
Yeah, the end of the big Captain Marvel Avengers thing, he fights them
Yeah,
all and he ends up turned to stone. And then the Captain Marvel death issue that we read, he was they had the body down there in the basement, or that's the statue. And yeah, we're kind of
yeah, and then
teasing, I think, at
Captain
that point.
Marvel. But it had a nice ending. Remember Captain Marvel and Thanos? Like they met together
Yeah,
in the
kind
afterlife
of.
kind of. Thanos is going to show him the ropes. Say, come on, I'll show you this afterlife stuff. Come on, you
I'll show
scamp,
you
get
where all the
over
good
here.
ice cream shops are.
So,
We'll go have a catch.
all right. Yeah, like the first time we read Warlock wasn't a very interesting character. But yeah, Jim Starlin just comes on and makes him interesting. So
Yeah. He's like, I'll give him a cool, crazy future self, evil future self, and it'll be awesome. And you know what? It worked. And Gamora and
there you
Pip are
go.
great additions. Like, you got to have some supporting cast, really, which, whoever that Elsa or whatever you're talking about really doesn't sound like it. But,
Ellie. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they're just like three or four like college friends who are tagging around with Warlock, basically.
Huh.
But yeah, Gamora isn't too great here. Like her character isn't fully developed. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's just kind of. But she serves a good purpose in the story. Um,
But you
but
give her a title like, the most deadly woman in the galaxy. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay. I'm in.
yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
see more of this.
Um, so there you go. And Pip was good comic relief. So everything worked here. So I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Yeah. I think I'm right there with you. That's about right. Not
Yep.
quite the most, elite book ever, but really damn solid.
Well, good job, Jen, because we were on a slide there. We had a
Yeah,
couple
we were
rough.
circling the rim.
Wonder Woman and Welcome Back Kotter were rough, but
Yeah,
so
hopefully this will get us back on track. And we know we're almost two. We're almost to Shocktober here, my
Oh
friend.
my goodness, another Shocktober is just around the corner. That's right.
Yeah. Your next pick will be the last one before Shocktober. I think it's the day before Shocktober starts.
Oh wow. That is
Yeah.
crazy. All right, so your next pick will be kicking off Shocktober.
Yep.
Okay. How about that? I got to look at a calendar more often. Um, so my pick kind of actually could be a prelude to Shocktober in a way.
Oh, okay. It's
Um,
Shocktober adjacent. I like it.
so I was going to pick a Marvel team up that I had as a kid, and because I just happened
Okay.
to stumble upon this cover, and it was Spider-Man and Ghost Rider versus the Trapster. Because
Oh,
I wanted to
Paste
talk
Pot
about
Pete.
Paste Pot Pete, yeah,
Yeah.
and we've never talked about him, and of course in this point in the '70s he was the Trapster. But I had this issue as a kid, and I was like, oh, this will be pretty cool. Let's just read that. But then as I was flipping through it, they cut out all the ads from the scan,
Oh, sure.
so which is fine, but there's a point to this. And then I said, well, we just had a Spider-Man, we just did that Spider-Man Green Goblin not
Yeah,
too
with
long ago.
Green Goblin.
So then I said, let me check and see what other Trapster appearances there were around this
Oh,
time. Because all his Pace Pop Pete appearances were in the 60s. So we can't get an issue with him as Pace Pop Pete.
oh
So
man.
yeah, it stinks.
Just can't
Um,
win.
but he did fight the Ghost Rider again. So we're going to go.
Oh, who knew Ghost Rider was so susceptible to glue?
Yes. 2 years earlier, he fought Ghost Rider issue 13, 1975. And it's Ghost Rider versus Trapster. And Ghost Rider's out in Hollywood filming a movie. And guess who else is in Hollywood at this time?
Oh, Paste Pot Pete.
Well, yeah, the Trapster's there, but who else?
Mysterio. He sounds like he should be
No,
out there.
Karen
Um,
Page.
oh no.
This is, I guess, right before
This
she
is
got hooked
before
on the
things started
smack
going south.
and
Okay.
doing the porn. Yeah.
Oh no.
And Karen Page is like kidnapped by Pace or Trapster slash Pace Pop Pete.
Even when
And
she gets out of New York, she's still getting kidnapped. This Karen Page just can't win.
so Ghost Rider has to save her. And bonus, Jank, there's a Hostess Twinkies ad in this issue.
Oh man, this has everything.
Yeah, that's
This
why
is
I really
everything we
picked
could
it
want.
because we haven't had a Hostess ad in a long time. And that
Yeah, we
Hostess
need some.
Twinkies ad, it features Captain Marvel. So it's like a Jim
Oh,
Starlin
nice.
tie-in. Yeah. So,
His cosmic awareness will lead him to some Twinkies.
so yeah, next week, Ghost Rider 13. We've done one other Ghost Rider issue, but it was like year one of the show. It was very
Yeah,
early.
yeah. It's been a
Like
while.
I think like episode 7 or 8 even. It was pretty early.
And you
Um,
would think a guy who, has fire abilities essentially would be able to easily burn through some glue. So I don't know how this is going to work out.
well, I guess they described it as liquid cement.
Oh,
With the Trapster. I don't know. So it's
huh.
very tough. But yeah, so Ghost Rider, he's kind of Shocktobery, but
Yeah,
this will
yeah, very
this will
much.
prime the pump. It'll get everybody ready for Shocktober, right?
That's right. You got to ease people into it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
Start
so
with
all
one
right.
finger, then work your way up.
So that's next week on the show. Ghost Rider issue 13 from 1975. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. And until next week, don't get any jank on you.